Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and I hope everyone has a wonderful Monday. Right, I'm up today with the KSCRAFT Let's Make This, and what we're going to use, I've just left a piece by the die cutting machine, is the heart bag topper. Now you will see this die in the haul video which was last week, and I will try and link that below. So we're going to use the bag topper, but we're not going to use it as a bag topper. Now KSCRAFT has already done a bag topper, so I'm going to use it to make a card, and to go with that I'm going to be using one of my dies from my personal haul from last week, which is the heart-shaped shaker die, and I'm also going to be using one of the heart shaker domes. Right, so first off I am going to run off and do some die cutting, but before I do that we're going to be using some of these which you can also get from KSCRAFT, and these are the little sort of sweetheart shaker bits. They're really pretty, and if KSCRAFT is still making these I will link them below, and I think I got these last year, so that's what's going to go inside of the shaker heart. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've forgotten, and I don't think I have, because you know what it is, it's Monday, isn't it? Right, yeah. Oh, I'm going to use Snap Click Supply Echo Park's Sweet Valentine paper. It's either Sweet Valentine or I Love Valentine. I'll find out by the time I get back. Right, I'm off to die cut. Right, so I've done some die cutting, but only partially because I want to show you what I'm doing. Right, it's the I Love Valentine from Echo Park. So in the bag topper set you obviously get this, which is your bag topper. Now if I take these bits off, these are the words and like a little chocolate that comes with it, and you can, if you want to, here we go, we're going all, there we go. I thought I was going to remain hazy again. And you can see you've got your score line where you would fold it in half and put it on your bag. And it also comes with a die that cuts out a hole so that you can, you know, hang it and put your ribbons and stuff through. But of course I'm making a card, so I am not using that. So what I want to do is I want to cut this in half. So I'm showing you that before I go and guillotine it. So that's about to get cut in half. Now this is from the same Snap Click Supply paper pack, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's got all lovely little Valentine words on it, and this layers up onto there, and then you do have these gorgeous words. Look at the embossing, isn't that great? So we've got our chocolate which is going to go here, and that is what takes the place of your O. So the red bit is going to go on there. Then you've got a swirly twirly to pop on top, which is really cute. And then of course your L. You'll notice that I'm using craft cardstock again because I love it. And there's your V. So it's going to say love on there. Now I have been away, and just a fraction over 3 3/4 wide and 5.5 inches long is a piece of white cardstock. So imagine that bit is gone. This bit is going to go underneath there, and hopefully it fits, and it does. So we've got the start of our card base, so I can move that up. And then reaching across the desk, and I haven't cut the hole yet because I wanted to show you, I will use this die here. I'm going to snip out the love and be able to cut the hole into the white cardstock, which is going to allow that to pop up through. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to cut the heart shape hole, and I'm going to snip the top off the bag topper, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I've done my die cutting, and that's the little bit that we did before. I've now cut my bag topper off, so the other bit is missing, and this is the bit that I meant to show you before. That's what comes in the bag topper set, and I'd actually left that near my die cutting machine. So we've chopped the top off, so that's nice and tidy. This bit is, picking it up very carefully, going to go over to there. So I'm just going to pop those there for a second. This is the heart-shaped hole that I cut out, and this is the frame that comes with it. Now I cut this twice, so I've cut it in craft cardstock, which will go onto there. I will line it up correctly, and I also cut it in this little Valentine script, and that will go inside of the dome. And I've also cut a background piece of cardstock, and I've used craft again, and that is going to be my card base. Right, so the first thing you need to do is, with your card base, I'm trying to use the camera here, you've got to try and get it as straight as you can. So what I'm doing is just eyeballing it, which is what I usually do, and I'm going to keep my finger there, because what I'm going to need to do is I need to glue that into there, and then I'll know where my dome goes on the base. Right, so carefully lift your hands up, take the lid off your glue, and hope that it squeezes out. Now this has been sitting here all weekend, so it could be that I need to poke it with a pin. Let's hope not. Right, I just got some. Okay, so you want to, as I said, keep your card base as straight as possible. I'm eyeballing it on the computer here, and I'm just going to flip my heart over. I'm holding my base. I'm just going to go around there. I don't really want it squeezing out of the edges, and it's going to be fixed down anyway with the glue tape that's around that dome. And then you can see there where your aperture is, and you can just place your heart in nicely like that. And then we're going to know exactly where our shaker dome is going to be. Right, so that is stuck on. Hopefully it's straight, but it's a really nice way to make a card, and it's great to be able to double use your dies. I'm always saying that people, you know, really do want value for money, so this is the best way to get it. Right, now then, on top of here, I'm going to put a few of my sprinkles. I don't really want to overdo it, so I think that's probably enough, and I'm just going to leave those piled up in the middle. Now the nice thing with these little clay or Fimo sprinkles is that they don't really have static, so you know, you can just put them down and it's perfectly okay. And as you can see, this is how I store all of my sequins. They just come, and I just screw them on really long tubes and stack them on the shelf, and it's a great space saver. Right, so I've got that bit there. Now the next bit is putting the dome down. Now the dome has this protective cover that you peel off, and it's lovely and shiny and new under there, but I don't want to take that off just yet. I just need to be able to start it in that corner. So I'm going to show you a little trick here, because I find that as I'm getting older, yeah, it happens to us all, your hands are never, you know, as sturdy as they used to be, and they can shake a bit. So I'm taking a piece of Dollar Tree foam here, just one of the pieces. I'm folding it in half, and I'm sticking it on there, and that's my little handle. So I can then turn it over, peel your glue tape piece off so that that's now adhesive, and you can carefully hover it. You've got a handle to, you know, steady your hand. So I'm just going to stand up, and then I'm going to be able to see exactly where that needs to go. Right, I'm going to go there. It's committed now, and it's stuck down, and having that piece of foam there, you can use that again. It just pops straight off because it's a plastic cover on it. And then I can peel this piece, and we're all shiny and new. I mean, even like that, I think that's a great card. Do you know what I mean? I think that's lovely just like that. But you're going to come in and you're going to mount your white piece on there. And this is where you discover, see, whether you're straight or not. So I'm obviously straight on here, but I'm not straight on here. And that's when you start to improvise. So I always leave my errors on. So I'm going to pop that on there. See that? Nothing wasted. And then I'm just going to put my pink onto that base. And then I could go away and cut a white base if I wanted to. So onto this bit here now, you can either use tape or you can use wet glue. So I'm just going to use a little bit of wet glue, and that will take a while to dry. Got terrible humidity and clouds. Haven't had sunshine for a couple of days here. I don't know about you. It's been quite grey, and I know that some parts of the country have had some awful storms. So I'm putting that onto there. Now, I probably have got to come back in a minute. You know what it's like with glue, it kind of gets its tackiness, doesn't it? And that's a perfect time to push. But if I'm going to have a disaster, I'd rather do it on camera. It makes it more fun. So just smoothing that around the edge. You don't have to worry about your shaky bits coming out because they're all firmly fixed. So it's going to be that I'm going to have to come back in just a couple of minutes, because can you see that there? I might even need to have to put some more glue. I'm just going to pause it while I hold it. Right, so we got that stuck down. But isn't it odd how things can go a bit weird on you when you're making a card? Because you saw me line that up. But when I went to put it down, it most certainly was not lined up. Right, while I've been away, I got a piece of ephemera. So I've got I love you, and I'm just going to put a little bit of tape in the middle of there. Just tear that off. Smooth it down and then peel it. And I'm going to place that somewhere kind of near the bottom bit of the heart, I think. So I'm just going to go there. So that's kind of like floating in the air, just for a little bit of something extra. Right, now to do the top, I'm going to turn it upside down. So we're just going to work upside down for a second, and we just need to get all our bits. Right, so the first bit is to glue this on. Just go all the way around there. And pop that down. Make sure you got it in the centre. Probably needs to come over just a little fraction more. I think that's it. And then the next bit is to put your hearts on. Now you can, if you want to, put foam tape on these. In fact, I think I will. I'm going to grab some of my my pieces from Dollar Tree, and I think they all need cutting in half. So I'm just going to get my scissors. Just put a piece onto each heart. Need another two. There we go. Squash that. And then now that I've found my top edge, I can actually turn my cards the correct way around, which is that way. Find your edge of where everything should be, and then just pop that down. That looks quite nice actually, with a little bit of dimension on it. I like that. Kind of balances the fact that, you know, the heart is 3D, that shaker. So we've got that, and then the next bit is the chocolate. So I'm going to take the craft piece, and of course this replaces the O. So you need to make sure you glue that down in the right place, which is right there. And then we're going to put our red bit on top. Try to get that in the middle. I think that's correct. Give that a press. And then we've got our little squiggly frosting piece, which is really nice. If you saw that that box of chocolates card that I made on Friday, there's one of these squiggly pieces in that, and you can just crop it down to go wherever you want it to, really. I mean, you can have your frosting overhanging, or you can trim it. It's entirely up to you. Right, glue is very wet on that, so I'm just going to leave that to go off there for a second. And then it's just a matter of popping on your letters. I mean, it's just a shame it didn't work out with the white cardstock. I mean, as I said, I haven't got a clue what happened there. So there's the L. Because I certainly didn't see anything shifting when I was gluing anything down. Perhaps I need to, you know, go back and watch this video and see exactly what I did wrong there. A little bit of glue on the E. I'm going to have that there. It's got a little bit of quirkiness to it. Right, so that is what I have for you today. Now, of course, it could look quite nice with a strip of that heart-shaped paper. I've got fluff here running down the bottom, you know, this pink. And of course, what you've got to remember as well when you look at this is the craft was supposed to be the base. The white cardstock was narrower, and this topper would have fitted it side to side, if you know what I mean. But I still think it came out pretty, and I do love that. And of course, more ephemera here would look really nice. And I've actually used Creative Path ephemera, but they've got all sorts of stuff in this pack. And it's just really, really cute. It's just a matter of sticking it on stuff and finding out what fits, you know, like you can have a little kitty cat and all sorts of things going on there. And there's also little hearts in here, which is really, really cute. But I have shared this before. But yeah, there's lots of little dotty hearts and bows and stuff that I could put in there. But I do love that cat. And you've got a gnome in an envelope. But that little kitty cat is really sweet. Love that. That would look gorgeous down there with a bunch of hearts. But I will go away and do that off camera. But anyway, you've got the basics there of just turning a card topper into a card. And of course, you can also use them to edge pages for mini albums. So anyway, I do apologise for any confusion, but I hope that you have an absolutely awesome day. And as usual, all links below. Bye.